Yo, it's Modern Philosopher. So let me tell you, this is not a story of some self-improvement stuff. This is a story of self-destruction, and this is a story of rebirth and finding my true path. So I was pretty much a regular kid in school. I had some friends. I was a kid that could find similar talk with pretty much anyone. However, I had to move schools a couple of times, and finding friends was hard. I was no longer the talkative kid that finds a way to talk to anyone. I was beginning to turn into the quiet kid, the kid that didn't talk to anyone because of anxiety. This was the cause of my problem with corn that I had discovered at only 9 years of age. And with that came more bad habits. I also got into eating junk food. The routine was consisted basically of school, corn, eating food, and consuming entertainment. I was drowning in TikTok and YouTube, and I was drowning in life, beginning to become a mindless individual, just a consumer, just existing for the sake of it. But then, actually, over many days of this happening, I started to question myself, the meaning of life, and what is the point of it all. I researched and finally realized that porn is the main root of my problems. There were times before going to sleep during which I would think to myself, all about this meaning, that I should do more than what I'm doing now. And one day I decided to go for the change. Of course, I was motivated at the start, but knew that I had to make little changes because if I would change drastically, then it would not be sustainable and it would be really hard to keep it consistent. So I had to make changes little by little to develop habits. And so I did. I started eating junk food less regularly and started eating real food more. I started a push-up routine that I did every third day. I also started reading 5 pages per day. Everything was going perfectly actually, very consistently, but there still was one problem. The problem is that I could not quit corn. I would start and after 2 or 7 or 15 or 30 days, I would relapse and come back to it. That was the demon that has had its claws in me since childhood, and while every other habit grew, I started going to the gym and lifting almost on a regular basis. I eat healthy every day effortlessly, and it became such a habit that I forgot junk food. And I read for around 1 hour per day. But the main point and the problem still stood, and it seemed undefeatable. I started to research philosophy and religion as those things seemed to be the only things left that I haven't tried. I was buried in it from morning till evening. I was studying it and just finding out as much as I could. I finally found Christ. As I have developed many habits that are good for me, like reading, working out, basic discipline, keeping a routine, and etc. But they were all great for me because the deeper things, such as relationships and even my mind, my body and my soul was completely destroyed by this demon. But now I'm going for change. I have many goals for this year and believe that this year will be my pivotal year in which I will turn my life around. My current main goals that I would say off the top of my head are to become a part of the Orthodox Church and get closer to Christ, and the other one is to become a content creator, marking the start of all of this from January 29th. I mean, nothing really changes if nothing changes, and if you change something drastically, then you will change drastically as well. But nonetheless, change still needs time.